another video. I'm Jaylee and this is my beautiful pet snake, OJ, and I'm going to be telling you all the things I wish I knew before getting ball pythons. At this point, I have a lot of snakes and I know how to take care of them. So I figured I would share with you some things I wish I knew before getting these guys. First of all, let's just talk about them being beginner snakes. I don't know why I'm quoting that, because they are beginner snakes. There's ones that are harder to take care of. But beginner snake does not mean low effort. You're still quite a bit of little effort, yes you are. First of all, you having to set up their enclosure. When I first got snakes, oh my god, I wish I could, look at this guy, he's yawning. Oh. There's 3 snake cages out in this living room. I wanted to flip it around. I have a beautiful yellow snake right there. She yawned so big. Yeah, low effort is not real for snakes. Maybe a corn snake is a little bit better because they don't have to have such precise humidity. But these guys, you need to check their humidity, you need to check their temperature, you need to make sure they have everything they need, especially like when it starts getting colder outside. You want to make sure they've got the right stuff. Yep. Some people want to get a snake to never get it out, to just stare at it through the glass sometimes. I don't believe in that at all. I mean, there is maybe certain venomous snakes that you're not wanting to cuddle up to, but ball pythons, they love a good cuddle sometimes. Firefly, she'll come up and try to come out of her cage and I'll pick her up and she'll give you a good squeeze in. This guy is just coming behind here, hiding behind this pillow. I don't think he's enjoying this bright light in his face, probably. Yeah. Let me try to get another snakey. Oh yeah, but the point was, I don't think that you should be getting a snake just to look at, because they like to be held sometimes and they need some attention. Otherwise, every single time you go in there, they're gonna only think that you're offering it food and they're just gonna think, oh, food person, let's That's the only way they become a little bit aggressive, because ball pythons, they're some of the sweetest little snakes I know. I love you. I grabbed Manny. I don't think he wanted me to, but last time he actually hissed at me. This time he didn't hiss at me, so I just went ahead and got him out, because you gotta eat some food, boy. You can't be hanging out with all these ladies without eating. And you're not supposed to, this is not something you really need to know before getting them. This is something you need to know if you're going to breed snakes, but you don't want to feed the snake and then have them breed right away. You want to let them digest. So that's why you guys need to be separated. He's a banana snake, and a lot of banana snakes are like a little bit wobbly. This guy, he'll walk around and he'll be super wobbly. He can't really slither quite correctly. Well, he'll walk around. Snakes don't walk. Okay. The next thing I wish I knew is that snakes are escape artists. If you think your lid is tight, it's not tight. It's not. You need a latch. You need something where it's going to lock and they're not going to be getting out. I have put piles of stuff, unless you have rather a latch or a literal weight that you'll put on top of it, because I've had a lamp on top of it before. Oh no, they're picking that lamp is falling over. They're making the lamp fall over and they are squeezing out the top. They will actually, even if there's a tiny little gap, they will indeed hurt themselves to get out of their cage. If they can squeeze, there's a will, there's a way. If it's going to be painful, they're still going to do it. One time, my little baby, this was not her getting out of her cage actually, but one time my baby Firefly got out of her tank, and she was gone for a while, and whenever she came back, she had a huge scratch all around her back. It was all scabbed up. I think she tried to get inside of the washing machine or the dishwasher or like something. This was only back when we lived in our other house. And I was so sad. I felt so bad for her. Now, she's a great snake. She actually does a little bit of a scar from it. She is very healthy. She eats every week. Speaking of eating, that's the next thing that you need to know. Snakes, especially, well, I don't know about most snakes, but ball pythons will go on these hunger strikes where they're just gonna not decide to eat for a long time. Firefly, I mean, there is maybe reasons, like if their temperature isn't good in there or something, they might just not want to eat. But sometimes they just don't want to anyway. That happened with my Firefly as well, and she ended up getting really skinny. Eventually she ate. If your snake is like, this size or bigger, then you don't need to worry. They will eventually eat when they're hungry. If it goes on for longer, like for over 6 months, then maybe you can start. But until that point, you don't need to worry at all. Now, I knew this, and then we got a tiny little snake. And I knew this tiny snake, he had to eat sometimes, but he would absolutely always refuse. So there was a couple times we ended up force feeding him, but we'd force feed him like maybe half the amount you were supposed to, because in the other one we'd just like try to offer and see if he'd eventually eat it. Eventually, after a while, we didn't force feed him enough, and that poor little guy starved to death. I don't really know what's wrong with him. So don't get a baby snake unless you're experienced. You don't want to start with a baby snake because there's just like, if they have a problem, it'll be really sad. Like, it's not easy to take care of them. It's not nearly as easy as it is to take care of you guys. You are such a good little... See this guy? He can't really slither. He's going upside down. He's going in circles. He don't really know what to do. That's okay. I love you. The snake is not going to be the bulk of the cost. Unless you're getting one that looks like this or is some crazy, crazy gene that just looks like a magical creature, then it might. But the majority, the tank setup is going to be very costly. A tank is going to be a couple $100 and all the stuff for it, it's going to be more. Like, so have a big chunk of cash prepared to buy your enclosure. Get your whole enclosure ready before you get a snake. I ended up getting my snake on a sale, my big snake. She's almost 5 feet now. At a big sale at PetSmart. And I got her for $40, and the PetSmart guy, he sold me the stuff there. I believed him. He's like, this is the biggest cage we have, which will be perfect for when that guy grows up. It was not perfect. The cage he gave me was like, I think maybe 30 gallons. There's a chance it was 20 gallons. Point is, it was not big. A snake does not need 20, smaller snakes. A ball python needs to have, well, when it's a baby, that's a little bit different, but if you're trying to get one cage and done, it needs to be 4 feet by 2 feet, which is massive. A massive enclosure. So you need to have a nice spot where it's going to go. Don't listen to the PetSmart employees. Don't listen to any employee at a store that's going to be selling you a snake, because they're just trying to sell you the stuff that they have at their store. Plus, they probably just don't even know. Hi, Snake. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I just wanted to give you some support. Look at this guy. Are you leaving me? Do you smell this other boy snake and you're like, get me out of here? But they're just going to be trying to sell you the stuff that they have at their store. It's not going to be the best. It's not going to be good. It's going to be bad. They also told me to buy one dang cave. No. Your snake needs a minimum of 2 caves. One on the warmer side and one on the cooler side. I recently learned this. All my snakes had 1 cave for a while. I'm so sorry, guys. Don't believe any employee. Don't believe them. They're liars. Your poor snake is going to be miserable. Oh, you are so cute. I love you. Little snakey snake. See, they do. I mean, one thing apparently as well, if you want an animal that quote unquote loves you, you might not want a snake. Personally, I don't think I actually agree. I don't agree that snakes don't feel love. I think they might feel love in a different way that humans can't classify. This is my personal belief, so this is not a fact. Don't write me up on this. It's just because they definitely appreciate you, at the least, if it's not quote-unquote love. But I would still call appreciation a form of love, because look at this guy. He just comes back up to me. They recognize people. They do recognize people. They can be more attached to one person than another person. That is true. So I think if an animal can be more attached to something, I would call that a form of love. Personally. If you wouldn't, and maybe don't get a snake, I don't know. Or if you're just okay with your animal not quote unquote loving you, but I don't agree, because this guy knows that I bring him nice rats. This guy knows that I take care of him. So they do. And I get them out a lot. I think maybe if you never get out your snake, they probably won't. But I used to take them on walks outside. Like, I would bring them all outside and put them all on the ground and let them get some sunlight and stuff, which I actually haven't done that in a little while. I need to do that again. Would y'all like to see a video of that? Because I need to start doing that again. At least, once a week. Because they need some sunlight in their lives. Don't go under the couch. Come back. Also, they will try to run away from you. They will try to slither away a lot of times. They will just be going everywhere. They will be going every which way. You need to be good with that. You need to have your eyes peeled. I'm looking at you. You will not escape me. Snaky, a snaky, a snaky, 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 snaky. Oh yeah, speaking of them escaping a lot, I would actually recommend that rather you put them in their tank in like a room that doesn't have too many things they can hide between, or just making at least sure the room that they're in, all the other doors are shut, just in case they do end up getting out. That first while, like, you will know. Like, the door's shut, you're gonna know that they're in there. After a couple hours of searching, you're gonna find them. Maybe shorter than that. Like, I would just keep them a little bit contained just in case they could get out, because you would never know what they can get out of. If you're like 99% sure it's secure, that 1%, it's gonna happen. Something else you might want to know is, especially when you have a new snake, I actually don't have this problem at all anymore, surprisingly, but especially when they were younger, they used to choke me out. Like, they will go around your neck and they will squeeze your neck until you're purple. Like, and they don't know what they're doing. They think that they're just holding on to you because they need to, like, grip to hold on. So when they're younger, they will, like, really need to get that grip or something. I don't really know why, but all I know is my snakes don't do this anymore. But they used to go all the way around my head and strangle me, and I would, like, pretending that I'm not dying, like, no, I can breathe, I feel great. Like, I'm, like, turning blue. So it was never too bad. You just, like, slip a little finger in between, and, or, like, there's certain ways, what I would recommend if they're doing that, first of all, be prepared for it, because it might happen. Just, if you grab rather their tail or their head, you can give them an unwrap. The worst thing that could ever happen, if you really need to freak them out, or like they're biting you or something, this goes for any snake. I would not recommend doing this, because even if it's, this is if you cannot get them off of you. Get like a little vinegar or some sort of alcohol or something in a little spray bottle. If you spray that in their mouth, they're gonna be very upset with you. They're going to recoil. Their mouth is gonna stay wide open because they're gonna be freaking out. They're going to probably let go of everything. They're not going to want to be around you anymore. Now, I've never done that personally. These snakes bell pythons aren't even known for biting. But it's just, if you're owning snakes, if you're owning any animal that could potentially maybe hurt you, you might want to know that. But don't be worried about it. That's not going to happen. Definitely do not get a snake if you're thinking you're getting them because they're going to be easy to feed. Because even though you only have to feed them one time a week, that does not mean, or even less when they're adult, that does not mean that it's easy, because you have to drive and you have to get rats, and then you have to kill these poor little rats, or you have to breed them yourself, which is what I do, because rats get really expensive when you have multiple snakes. And then you're having to take care of a whole other animal, which I actually love taking care of another animal, but just like, be prepared. Feeding them isn't the easiest thing ever. Rats are so nice, so I actually really love my rats as well. And they're also my pets. Like, I have the parents on my pets, and then they breed so quickly that me feeding all the babies kind of just feels like it's meant to be. Otherwise, I'd be overran. So it's not a problem for me, but just keep that in mind. She's so soft. Snakes are actually really soft, even if you think they wouldn't be. And this other snake is going under the couch. So that means I need to leave. I hope this helped in some way. I love you. I have good videos over here, too. You should check them out. Follow, like, goodbye.